levels of $1.7 million. And at those farmers market sales, they said, well, that level of sales led to 119 jobs, a $2.4 million increase in output in the state, and a $700,000 increase in income. They also posed the question, well, what if instead of spending $1.7 million had been spent on farmers markets, what if instead that had just been spent on traditional food purchases, conventional food purchases? They found that that would have only led to 37 jobs within West Virginia, about half of the level of output, 1.3 relative to 2.4, and $500,000 increase in income, which is a little bit less. Another study that asked a slightly different question was in the Midwest, and they said, well, what if all of the large cities within 6 Midwest states bought fresh fruits and vegetables from local farmers when seasonably available? And they found that would lead to 4,800 jobs, $240 million increase in income. And they posed the same question. They said, well, what else could have been occurring on that land if it wasn't being used for fresh fruits and vegetables? What if instead, corn and soybeans were being grown on it, which are large commodity crops in the Midwest? They found for the exact same amount of acreage that it takes to produce that level of fruits and vegetables, it would only lead to about a quarter of the number of jobs, 1,300 relative to 4,800, and about an eighth of the level of income, 36 million relative to 242 million. So from an economic development perspective, local and regional food systems are critically important. I have another report coming out in a few weeks, however, that's going to identify is that government support for these types of farmers is wholly inadequate. We've seen government supplies effective support for the conventional food system farmers that are growing large commodity and grain crops, but they don't do anything for the types of farmers that are selling food through local markets on their own. One thing that's absolutely crazy is that there are planting restrictions in the United States for fruits and vegetables, which doesn't make any sense given that we saw that we're not consuming nearly as many fruits and vegetables as we're supposed to be, particularly among people of lower incomes. So one of the things that we're advocating for is to remove planting restrictions that prohibit farmers from growing fresh fruits and vegetables. We'd like to see some reform to the crop insurance program. Crop insurance is critically important for farmers because farming is very risky. There's weather-related events that can impact farms. Prices are very volatile, and when they want to go access credit, crop insurance is critical as collateral for an operating loan. And so we want to see improvements to the crop insurance program so that you can facilitate financing into the sector, because these farmers already have challenges getting loans as it is. A lot of them are maybe on smaller farms, using less conventional practices, growing an array of crops. The markets in which they're selling into, there isn't as much visible pricing data. So they can have, and when this occurs, if they can't get a loan, they have to go out and try to put expenses on a consumer credit card, which is not really a successful way for them to really establish a farm and get going. And so we'd like to see